APA, please get ready. APA.
Yesterday, my father. Which village you come from, sir? Sign documents, you sign documents. You check who they come back. This is not one document. Forms.
APC.
Yes, I want to create portfolio. Okay, look well. You know I'm there. I want me house. I want that person. No. That's not something like that. I say wow. Everyone has a war. I feel like the government is about to put no code in here. You know, the thing is, I'm having no. Anything like I'm telling you. Every time. You go. What do we do now? What you want to start? More below. So, that's a
CPP. Hope. Hope Democratic Party.
I say it's not possible. To where? To where now? The people they are calling me at the back of the podium.
Hoa Party. Hoa.
I can't get it. Podium now. Only me will get a podium now.
NCP, National Conscience Party. PDP. PPN. So, Mr. John, the UDP representative just stepped out. He'll be right back. So, I want to call on UPP. Finally, the UDP.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the declaration of the results. I, Professor Attahiru Muhammadu Jega, hereby certify 1. That I was a returning officer for the presidential election held on the 28th day of March 2015. 2. That the election was contested. 3. That the candidates received the following votes. 1. JCI Senator Tunde Anifowoshe Kelani, Political Party, AA. Total votes received by the candidate, 22125, 22125, 22,125 votes. 2. Alhaji Ganiyu O Galadima of ACPN received 40311 votes. 40311 votes. 40,311 votes. 3. Rafiu Salau of AD received 30673 votes. 30673 votes. 30,673 votes. 4. Dr. Mani Ibrahim Ahmad of ADC received 29666 votes. 29666 votes. 29,666 votes. 5. Ayeni Musa Adebayo of APA received 5353 53,537 votes. 6. Muhammadu Buhari of APC received 1542,4921 votes. 1542,4921 votes. 15,424,921 votes. 7. Chief Sam Eke of CPP received 36,300 votes. 36,300 votes. 36,300 votes. 8. High Chief Ambrose N.A. Owuru of Hope Democratic Party received 7435 votes. 7435 votes. 7,435 votes. 9. Comfort Oluremi Sonaya of Kowa Party received 13,076 votes. 13,076 votes. 13,076 votes. 10. Chief Martin Onovo of NCP received 24,455 votes. 24,455 votes. 24,455 votes. 11. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan of PDP received 1285,3162 votes. 1285,3162 votes. 12,853,162 votes. 12. Alagoa Kelvin Chinedu of PPN received 24,475 votes. 24,475 votes. 24,475 votes. 13. Godson Bodile O Okoye of UDP received 9,208 votes. 9208 votes. 9,208 votes. 14. Chief Dr. Chekos Okori of UPP received 18,220 votes. 18,220 votes. 18,220 votes. 4. That Muhammadu Buhari of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Signed by me as the returning officer and dated this first day of April 2015. So thank you very much. Observation.
After you get that, then you can go back to it.
Mr. Chairman, sir, all protocol duly observed. I think part of the requirement is scoring 25% in 24 states. We didn't hear of that, so we're going to a clarification if that is requirement.
All the candidates, the reason why I didn't mention it is because, as I have said, they have met all the requirements. The two candidates of APC and PDP have scored more than the required number. And in particular, APC candidate obtained 25% of the votes, at least 25% of the votes in 27 states, while the candidate of the PDP obtained at least 25% of the votes in 26 states. So they've all met the requirement of the spread. Does that satisfy your question? It was a question really, that's kind of observation. All right, thank you. Sorry? Which announcement? The spread. All right. The candidate of the APC has the spread in 27 states, while the candidate of the PDP has spread in the 26 states. The spread is 25%. At least the candidates are required to receive at least 25% of the votes in each of 2/3 of the states in the Federation and the FCT. We want the names in which they have obtained this. I've already made the return really, the declaration. I don't think I should. We can photocopy this and give to you. All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think it's been a very long day, and we thank you most sincerely for your patience and for your participation in this the collation and dialogue of results. Thank you very much. Parties can now come forward and collect copies of the results. Yes.
For hours and hours, we are going back home. They're crazy.
Just pack your opinion.
Professor Tahiru Jega there, INEC Chairman and Chief Returning Officer for the 2015 presidential elections, putting an end to the entire process of collation and return of results with respect to the presidential elections. We're still here at the INEC NTA's Nigeria Decide Studios at the INEC National Collation Center here at the International Conference Center, and my guest is still here, Nick Dazang, Deputy Director, INEC Deputy Director Public Affairs, who has been with us all through, and he's here to just explain one or two issues before. But before you do that, let me very quickly go through just briefly the highlights of the figures as collated and returned by Professor Tahiru Jega. Total accredited voters for the presidential elections were put at 31,746,490 votes. Total valid votes were 28,587,564 votes. Rejected votes were 844,519. Total votes cast were 29,432,083 votes. And votes scored by the two major political parties and presidential candidates are as follows. All Progressives Congress, APC, that is General Muhammadu Buhari, polled 15,424,921 votes. The People's Democratic Party and its candidate, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, scored 12,853,162 votes. With that, Professor Tahiru Jega, as the Chief Returning Officer, declared General Muhammadu Buhari as having been elected president in the 2015 presidential election held on the 28th of March 2015. He also declared that the APC candidate and the PDP candidate all were able to score 25% of votes in more than 2/3 of the states of Nigeria. While the APC candidates scored 25% of votes in 27 states, the PDP candidate scored 25% of votes in 26 states. Nick Dazang, what does that mean now? It means the first requirement has been covered by the two candidates. So the simple majority that you earlier mentioned was what
determines the winner.
So now the total votes, extra votes, or the majority votes now is in the region of 3 million?
Yes, that means, in fact, if Buhari had even just one vote ahead of President Goodluck Jonathan, he would have won the election. That is the import. But as it is, this is a very close contest, and it agrees with the analysis we did even before the declaration of the results, that either candidates could have won based on spread. And I think it's good for our democracy that the two major candidates, had support from across the federation.
So what next?
Well, the next thing is that at 2 o'clock later in the afternoon, the president-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari, will be presented here at the collation center with a certificate of return by the Chief Electoral Officer of the Federation and INEC Chairman, Professor Tahiru Jega.
And that certificate of return, what is the significance?
The certificate now confirms finally that General Muhammadu Buhari is the winner of this election. That is the import.
And at this point, we will say congratulations to all the candidates who took part. And Mr. Nick Dazang, thank you so very much for being in the studio and with us and giving us all your expert analysis of the 2015 presidential elections as declared by the INEC chairman, who is also the chief electoral officer and returning officer of the elections, Professor Tahiru Jega. This formally brings us to the end of NTA's live broadcast of our special coverage and National Assembly elections. Nigeria Decides. We hope to reopen the Nigeria Decides studio to broadcast the scheduled governorship and state houses of assembly elections. Viewers are, however, advised to stay tuned for a special broadcast by